Hello and welcome back to our shared space here on YouTube, Natural Connection with a Shaman. I am your host, Shaman Odin Grey Wolf, and today this is the 26th Goetia in the Ars Goetia. So, can you believe we've been at this for 26 weeks? Well, I hope that you are good with impulse control because that's going to be very important this week. So I'm going to get into the descriptions of Bune first. Bune or Boone, whichever, however you want to pronounce it. Uh, Here we go. The 26th spirit is Bune or Bim. He is a strong, great, and mighty duke. He appears in the form of a dragon with 3 heads, one like a dog, one like a griffin, and one like a man. He speaketh with a high and comely voice. He can change the place of the dead and cause the spirits which under him to gather together upon your sepulchres. He gives riches unto man and make him wise and eloquent. He gives true answers unto demands, and he governs 30 legions of spirits. His seal is this unto which he oweth obedience, and he hath another seal, which is the first of these, but the last is the best. And here are Bune's seals. First one, this is the one most commonly used. You'll usually see the seals on the, by the way, this is the Limageddon. It is the lesser keys of Solomon. So anyways, we're going to get into a little bit of diving into the alchemy of Bune and what it entails is conjuring Bune to come. So I'm going to say a conjuration and then give a little description about what my magical workings with Bune have been and what the alchemist of the book I'm reading has given us. So here we go. Bune. I conjure thee, O great and mighty Duke Bune, who appears as a dragon with 3 heads, one of a dog, one of a griffin, and the third of a man, who speaks with a high and comely voice, pleasant voice. Gather your spirits and bring me riches. Make me wise and eloquent. Give true answers to my demands. Okay, that's the conjuration. So, Bune has a very complicated sigil, if you haven't noticed. There's a lot going on in this sigil. Okay? So, but what the alchemist in the book describes it, sums it up to, is breaking the bonds between the living and the dead. Or in other words, sending a haunting spirit back to its grave where its body is. Or to break any bonds of things that would hold us back from moving forward in life, or being adaptive to inviting changes. So this entails undoing binding spells or self-sabotage from binding oneself spiritually or physically. Bune's appearance of a dragon is a symbol of sulfur and chaos before order. These are symbols of raw material. The 3 heads, a dog, the journey of the soul, the griffin, the power of transformation, and the man, the balanced union of masculine and feminine, also the symbol for the great work. Bune can make a foolish man wise, or an arrogant man into a fool, but can also make you live a prosperous life in the wisdom of the great works of alchemy, as he can act as a guide with a mature alchemist. So part of the reason of me conjuring him up is Bune's a good guide, can guide you through things, help you become wise in areas that you weren't originally wise, or things you're trying to study, right? You know, knowledge is power. Ignorance, can lead into a lot of mistakes, right? So, but it's going to take tempering your impulses. And I think that's in the, yeah, that gets into the higher consciousness part of this, the Notoria. The 26th Notoria is Ha'a'ia, God who listens in concealment. Now, since we conjured Bune, we're going to conjure Ha'a'ia. I have cried out with my whole heart. Answer me, O Lord. I will seek your ordinances. Make us favorable to any judgment by giving us the skills that can lead others to truth and harmonize social life. Okay, so you hear that, right? Lead others into truth and a harmonized social life, right? Make peace, in other words, right, in your surroundings. This will only work if we have managed our impulses that are generated by desires or the demands of our bodies. If we do not manage our impulses, we will only attract envy and betrayal. If we can manage our impulsive desires this week, we can receive fair judgment, obtain wealth through knowledge, arrange trade agreements, and make political agreements. Now, there's a second part to this. Yahava Ha'el. Yahava Ha'el. This calls on the power of protection from those who would discourage you along your journey, and peace to tumultuous relationships that are constantly bringing you down or holding you back. And communicate well with other leaders. Because if you cannot communicate well with other leaders, you're not really going to get very far in life. True leaders want others to lead, okay? False leaders want to control everyone below them. It's a false narrative. You don't really need to control other people. To be a leader is to show others to a better and prosperous, harmonious life. So that's what we're doing this week with Bune and Ha'el. Or wait, Ha'a'ia. There's two different ways to pronounce the Notoria angel's name. So, what we do with the Notoria and Goetia, here we are, Friday, releasing the information. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week, you may receive signs. If you have impulsive desires this week, even if impulsiveness means getting angry at someone without calmly taking a breath, curbing your anger, and seeing the situation through logic, or impulsive overeating, or impulsive indulgences, impulsive sexual behavior, whatever your impulses are, maintain them this week, okay? Because one thing that is a fact, if you are not in control of your impulses and your desires, you do attract negative responses. You do attract negative people in your life. And that's not what we want. We're trying to elevate our consciousness, live a more happier, healthier, humbler, and prosperous life, right? And who doesn't want to provide more for their families and pay their bills with ease? So, in order to do that, you can't be a hothead. You can't be chasing ass all over the place. You can't waste all your money on drugs. You can't buy everything that you think of on Amazon on impulse buys. Impulsive desires are what generate, even, you know what, that kind of reminds me of today's law. Today's law is the law of correspondence. Your inner world will determine what manifests in your outer world. The advice is, if I want to change my external environment, I must do the inner work first. Stand still, clarify, and watch my situation begin to change, as above, so below. So this is from the 12 Laws of the Universe. Cool little handbook, something nice to just keep as a rereader. I'm sure you've all heard the information on memes and in social media and on YouTube and videos and reels, but physical books, reading it is putting in some kind of effort. Just as when I work with the Goetia, drawing their sigils, reading their literature, studying their signs and synchronicities throughout the week, being open to the messages and guidance, emptying my cup of thinking that I know it all to allow information to come in, because none of us really know it all. We're always open to learning more. So these are things Bune can guide you with, a very wise person to help you become eloquent. And let me see my magical notes. So 26, Bune gives true, make you eloquent and wise as well as richness by giving true answers. Now, working with Bune is to work with the dead or your ancestors. Really, what's the difference? You're working with your ancestors, which means family members or acquaintances that are passed on in the spirit world. If you don't know by now, and you're a follower of my channel, that life doesn't end at the end of the body, then this week you will find out. Okay? Spirits from the other side that you are in connection with could come through dreams, through signs, through synchronicities, through other people meeting a stranger and they say something exactly to you that your grandfather, mother, elder, aunt, mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, great grandparents, grandparents, etc., could just walk up and tell you exactly something that reminds you word per word verbatim of something your family would have told you. That is another extension of life beyond this world. Music, songs, signs on license plates, signs on billboards. We live in a very, very cool time where there is so much out there to deliver messages to us from the other side that a lot of this magical universe has to offer. It's like back in the days, all we really had was spirit boxes, Ouija boards, and tarot cards, right? And seances. But now we have the whole digital world. We've got the whole radio frequency world. We've got the whole streaming world. We've got signs everywhere, signs like Tesla. So be on the lookout for communications from those your loved ones that have passed on. They might bring you messages this week. If so, take note. Go through this week. Jot down what you can. If you don't have a paper and pencil, because obviously we all live lives that we don't just sit at desks all week long or have notebooks walking around in our hands. Text message yourself, or if you have a notepad on your phone, jot down the signs that you receive. You're going to find some interesting information and be guided into something that might further your education. Furthering your education could lead to riches, because if you are practicing in anything, use your common sense when we're using these magical practices. If you are practicing anything, the knowledge and wisdom from these great works could help you earn financial gain from it, because money is currency. The key to life is to earn a living from what you do. What you do has value. So all of this could be signs that come to you this week. That is the 26 Goetia Bune. And I will see you guys later. I'll be uploading some more videos. I think I'm going to do a specific way of the Qlifoth I'm going to focus on one area at a time and create one short little video from the Qlifoth so that it's easier for you to retain. So, thank you for your time. I will see you again shortly, and I hope your week is prosperous. Talk to you then. Later.